Good morning, grade 10s. Welcome to this lesson. It's English Home Language. Today's July 23rd, 2020. My name is teacher Idumelen K. Mohanwe, and we're just going to be discussing the test memorandum. I think a couple of days ago, you were given a test to write or to assess yourselves and to assess your language skills. I hope you're keeping warm and that you will enjoy this lesson with me. Okay, let's go. So, what is the purpose of this lesson today? Today's lesson is just a recapitulation of the test and the discussion of its memorandum. Hope you guys enjoy that. It's going to be great. I hope all is well with all of you guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing a couple of things today. So we're going to be doing the comprehension, the answer to the comprehension summary, and then suggested summary. I hate doing suggested summaries in particular. I'll tell you what to look out for actually when we get to this section, and I'll tell you how summaries are marked in particular and what to leave out when actually doing those particular summaries. Okay, I hope you guys will all enjoy. So let's get into the marking of the comprehension. I think, look, first of all, I was just also saying to the grade 11s that the marking of the comprehension focuses mainly on understanding because the focus is on understanding. Incorrect spelling and language errors in responses would not be penalized or should not be penalized unless such errors make certain meaning changes, okay? But also errors must still be indicated. This is usually what's told to your teachers or to your markers, when this happens. So some of you guys will be writing things like common papers, or, you guys will be marked by other educators, and these are things that they actually take into account. So, but remember something, you are encouraged to apply strict language rules, grade 10s, okay? So I hope you take that into cognizance. So if a learner uses a language from a language other, a word from a language other than the one being examined, which would be English home language in this instance, okay, disregard those words, and if the answer still makes sense, okay, do not penalize. All right. So, however, if a word from another language is used in a text and required in an answer, this will definitely be acceptable. Understand once again that things like, perhaps borrowed words or words that are from, other languages that are in texts, where we ask for those words, okay, don't be frazzled and say, oh my goodness, but like, what if, there's a word like Jabulani, and then, will I be able to quote it? Definitely, you would definitely be able to quote it should we ask for it, okay, because certain things like proper nouns can't be changed. For open-ended questions, no marks should be awarded for yes, no, or am I agree or disagree. Okay, so the reason, substantiation, or motivation is what should be considered. Guys, listen, okay? Because your home language candidates usually, the strictness of the marking when it comes to open-ended questions is literally on the substantiation. So how well you substantiate or how well you argue your substantiation is literally what we're looking for. Okay, so, and remember, open-ended questions, we're going to talk a bit more about them later on, are questions that require intelligent answers. So they don't have a yes answer and no answer strictly. Yes, some answer yes, some answer no, given the preference of people at, at any particular stage. But remember that the big focus here is on the on how well you substantiate the answer. Okay. Then when what word answers are required, the candidate gives a whole sentence, right? Then mark correct, provided that the correct word is underlined or highlighted. Okay, so we will definitely know what the focus on. What the focus is on, because some other people will be like, no, like it's weird, just to quote a word, but like, in some instances, instructions are very, very clear. So I think be very careful in that regard. All right, and then, so when 2, 3 facts or points are required and a range is given, okay, we will only mark the first 2 or first 3, okay? Again, we will also accept dialectical variations. So, some people come from America and write English home language in South Africa. Some people come from Australia and write English home language from South Africa. So again, we look at all of that. We take that into consideration very heavily. I think there's a question here. Okay, I'm not sure if you're the only one in class. I think there's like 3 or 4 more people, Michaela. Okay, but you're more than welcome to drop your questions as much as you can. Okay, so and then for multiple choice questions, accept both the letter corresponding with the correct answer and or the answer written out in full. It doesn't really matter as long as the correct answer is there, because some of you guys become really excited. Yeah, no, I know what the answer is. Okay. Okay, let's go. So the comprehension here is on, just a sec. There you go. There you go. There you go. I hope you guys can all see that. Yes? Just confirm with me, please. Okay. STEM Digital School. Okay. Revision test, grade 10, English 2020. Let's go. Right. You had your instructions there. Comprehension. I think let's just recapitulate this comprehension. Okay. Yeah, we had losses, so I'm going to read this very quickly and very nicely. Okay. Says, under a pine tree in Braamfontein Cemetery, a group of children from the Sparrow School sings Nkosi Sikelel' Africa, livening it up with their hip-hop moves. Adult choir members deliver a more formal gospel version of the song as part of a gathering organized by the Johannesburg City Parks to mark the death of Enoch Sontonga, the man who wrote the first verse, chorus, and tune of the song, which means God bless Africa. The song was written in 1897 when Sontonga was a teacher and choir master at a school in Mansfield, Soweto. The song gained popularity, and in 1912, ANC members sang it after their first conference. In 1923, the writer and ANC co-founder Saul Plaatje recorded the song accompanied by pianist Sylvia Colenso. Later, poet Samuel Mqhayi added 7 stanzas in Xhosa, and the song was included in the Xhosa hymn book. The song was also included in various anthologies of poetry. Nkosi Sikelel' Africa became the national anthem of several Southern African countries. In our country, it became a song of comfort and of defiance against the apartheid government. In 1994, it was combined with Die Stem, written by C.J. Langenhoven, to form South Africa's new anthem. As guests prepared to lay wreaths in Sontonga's honor, the chairman of the cultural committee, Oscar Oliphant, asked the teenagers from the Sparrow School to sing the original song composed by Sontonga. They were taken by surprise, but gave a lively performance. Later, when the national anthem was played, the teenagers could be seen mouthing the words and adding their own hip-hop moves. Before laying a wreath for Sontonga, Culture Minister Pallo Jordan said, "There is no way that Sontonga could have dreamt of the massive impact that his song would have on this country." He said that an exercise book containing other works by Sontonga disappeared during the forced removals in Sophiatown. Enoch Sontonga probably wrote many other songs, but this is the only one we managed to preserve. He asked composers, writers, artists, and their families to send copies of their works to the National Archive. There's a footnote there on the meaning of archive, where an archive is a place where public records and important state documents are kept, okay, for safekeeping. You never know what is going to be important one day, he said. This was adapted from the Southern Heritage, the Southern Heritage in July 2005. Shoo, how many years ago is that? Okay, so let's look at the questions here. Okay, let's look at the questions. Let's look at the questions. Okay, let's go. Question 1.1 asks, explain in your own words why people met at the Braamfontein Cemetery, which is in paragraph 1. The answer here is that the Johannesburg City Parks organized a function to commemorate the death of Enoch Sontonga. Okay, remember, it's not to mark the death, it's to commemorate the death. Okay, when you commemorate the death of, when you commemorate something, it's just when you remember something. Okay, you can spell organized there with an S. Okay, you're more than welcome to do so because we are South African, and so our organized would be written with an S. But if you've written it with a Z, it's also okay. Like we said earlier on, we do accept dialectal differences. I did this in fact on purpose, just to show you there that dialectical variations are welcomed. Okay. Number 1.2. Explain how the children's version of Nkosi Sikelel' Africa differed from the one sung by adults in paragraph 1. Let's go. The children sang in a lively way, whereas the adults sang the formal version. Or you can say the children sang in hip-hop style, but the adults sang the hymn. It must be a comparison, people. Okay, you need to show this comparison. Therefore, we will award you 0 marks or 2 marks. Okay, we'll award you for the first instance there, the second instance there. So it's a matter of you go big or go home. So you can't just say, yeah, no, the children just sang in hip hop style. Okay, but what are you comparing it to? Okay, you need to look at the question. The question asks, explain how the children's version differed. The word differed implies what? Implies distinction, implies a difference, implies a comparison that is needed. Okay. 1.3, what does the abbreviation ANC stand for? Of course, I think we all know that, the African National Congress. Okay. Number 1.4, explain the meaning of the song gained popularity in 9/8. Yeah, when something gains popularity, when it says the song gained popularity, what do we mean by that? Okay, what do we mean by that? What is the actual true essential meaning, of that? But more and more people starting singing the song, okay, or it became more popular. More and more people started singing the song, okay, or starting to sing the song. It doesn't really matter how you put it, okay, or that it became a lot more popular. Again, that it just became like a lot more popular, and more and more people started singing the song. Okay, 1.5, name 2 things that Saul Plaatje will be remembered for in paragraph 2. Let's go. So there's 3 things here, okay? And remember, it's about Saul Plaatje. Guys, let me tell you something about such a question. It says, name 2 things that Saul Plaatje will be remembered for in paragraph 2. Some of you guys will misread this question and think that the question would still be about Enoch Sontonga, right? So, and as you can see, the answer here is that, well, no, look, I mean, he was a writer, he was a co-founder of ANC, and he recorded Nkosi Sikelel' Africa. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, and then it says here, quote 1 word from paragraph 2, which means the same as 1.6.1 religious song, 1.6.2 book of verse. Let's go. Religious song, hymn. The same, a word that means the same as a religious song or whatever, it would be a hymn. Okay, 1.6.2, anthologies, books of verse. Okay, so books of verse would be anthologies. I'm sure you guys know what anthologies are, because we do poetry in English home language for paper 2. Okay, and then 1.7, explain why the song Nkosi Sikelel' Africa comforted people during the apartheid years, which is in lines 15 and lines 16, lines 15 and 16. Okay, explain why the song Nkosikeleli Africa comforted people during the apartheid years. Okay, let's go. Here, we need your own responses, okay? We need your own responses, okay? Because, and a variety of answers can be expected. So look at this up, put this in bold here, that market discretion is advised, okay? So your teachers will be, I think they'll be told, what to look for and what not to look for, because marks will be awarded according to the ability to argue a point. That is why it says here, explain why the song Nkosikeleli Africa comforted people during the apartheid years. Okay, remember, the article doesn't give you that. It doesn't tell you that. So which means that you kind of need to have some preemptive or preempted, sort of knowledge or answers regarding this. Okay, so maybe an example of this answer would be, well, they felt comforted knowing that God would hear them and that they would, and that they could actually look forward to the time that they would be free. Yes, because, God bless Africa, God, Nkosikeleli Africa, something to that effect, given the fact also again that, again, Nkosikeleli Africa, it's another example given what I told you earlier on here relating to a different language. Nkosikeleli Africa is a Xhosa, sentence or title or whatever, right? And that is why it's also written, in italics. I think also note that in the passage. That's why it's written in italics. But also on top of that, it's also the title. That's also why it's written in italics. So again, there's a double hit in that regard. So I think also be very, very careful when you've got answers like that. So so it tells you that again, the meaning was also explained, that again, it all depends on how well you answer. It all depends on how well you substantiate. Okay, so your own responses are really, really required here. And then number 1.8, read the following statement and answer the questions. Okay, Enoch Sontonga wrote the national anthem of the new South Africa. 1.8.1, is the statement true or false? Is the statement true or false? Once again, look at that. It's false. Okay, it's false, right? Enoch Sontonga wrote the national anthem of the new South Africa. Okay, again, it's a very, very direct sort of, answer. It's a very, very technical question because, is it true, is it false? But like, no, look at the new South Africa, the entire anthem. Okay, listen, new South Africa, the entire anthem. Okay, number 1.8.2, give a reason using information from the passage to support your answer. There you go. He wrote only the first verse, chorus, and tune. And you learners, you guys can quote here. The national anthem currently is a combination of the stem and Nkosikeleli, according to that passage. Okay. So again, be very, very wary of, what you're reading, how you're reading it, how you're taking that information. Okay. 1.9. In each case, say if a statement is a fact or an opinion and give a reason for your answer. Nkosikeleli Africa is the national anthem of several Southern African countries. Fact or opinion? Fact, right? It can be proved. Okay, or words to this effect. So you must say why it's a fact. So you can say, yes, it's a fact, and that, yes, it can be proved, right? Yes, so yes, the fact can be proved. How? Because, again, it is also stated in the passage, and the passage, has some references to that as well. Number 1.9.2, everyone knows that Nkosikeleli Africa was sung as a song of defiance during the apartheid years. Really? It says everyone. Look at how definite this word is. This word is very definite. It's very, I always say to my debaters, it's very absolute. Okay, quite absolute, quite definite. Everyone knows that Nkosikeleli Africa, was a song that was sung, was sung as a song of defiance in, during the apartheid years. No, not everyone. Okay, so again, factor opinion. It's an opinion, you know, because it's unlikely that everyone knows. Okay, it's unlikely that everyone knows. Some of the, you know, kids that are born even today. I mean, if you want to be that pedantic, I mean, you know, a kid born today doesn't know that. Okay, yeah, but also, I mean, you said everyone's it's quite definite. There's like 7 billion people on Earth. Okay, so yeah, no, not everyone. Okay, number 1.10, complete the passage below by filling the correct form of the word in brackets. Okay, I'm going to reshare this screen with you. I hope it doesn't hurt your eyes as much as it does hurt mine. I'm sorry about that. Let's see, new share. While you guys look at that, I will read the comments that are coming in. Okay, give you a minute to look at that. Okay, please, guys, the link has been shared, you know, on this question paper. Okay, and where you can get, you know, the other question papers. Okay. Okay. Complete the passage below by filling in the correct form of the word in brackets. Yeah. Hey, I know in Afrikaans we say tussen hakies, right? Yeah, tussen hakies. Okay, in paragraph 4, Mr. Oliphant is referred to as the chairman of the cultural committee. The writer should have rather used the word chair. 1.10.1 chair, because the words chairman and the word chair are regarded as sexist terms. Yeah, look at that there. Look at the use. Can you see that there's a chair there and there's another chair there? What word would, you know, or should have been used in 1.10.1 and 1.10.2? Look at that. What do we have? Okay. Chairperson, yes. Okay, so I'm not going to show it to you on screen. I'll just, you know, tell you. So they should have rather used the word chairperson. Once again, I think it's also more politically correct. Once you guys do, I think even things like politically correct language and, you know, the awareness of language and how we actually use language in certain instances and all of that stuff, you know, you'll get to see why certain, you know, words are, you know, quite sensitive, especially, you know, I mean, in the, you know, with the new dawn of like a lot of things right now, you know, a lot of, you know, sexual identities, a lot of identity politics in general, which are now flourishing with the way people are, you know, doing things and what we see. Okay, and then 1.10.2, you know, would be what? Yes, let's go, because the words chairman and the words chairman and what and chair? Lady, chair lady, yeah. Chairman, chair lady, right? You know, are regarded as sexist terms. Okay, are regarded as sexist terms. Okay, yeah. You know, one thing that's quite interesting about the English language is that, excuse me, I think, yeah, both it and Afrikaans don't have I think a sort of singular, universal rather, a pronoun for both, you know, men and women, you know, or, you know, or people that actually identify as anything else. But you know, and I mean, it's easier to express, you know, in a language that is not you know, either English or Afrikaans, because then you would say, you know, or yeah. So if you say like he wants to, you'll say obatla, because o can actually refer to, you know, to either man or woman. Yeah, it's very easy in some of our vernacular languages, in fact. Yeah, and then you've got 1.11. 1.11, let me just share that. 1.11 says, why are the words destem written in italics in paragraph 3? Why are the words destem written in italics in paragraph 3? There's your answer. It is the title of the song, or it is the title of a song. Remember, guys, okay, I think I was teaching this to, you know, to grade 8 just the other week, and that, you know, you know, titles to songs, books, articles or, whatever, right? You've got three ways in which you can express them, or three ways in which you should express them, right? You underline, italicize, or use italics, right? Or you do what? You put them in bold, okay? But of course, we don't type our exams. Unless you do, of course, then you definitely have got, the liberty to do so. So I think underlining here, or just, putting it in a different, shape, or maybe writing it in cursive. If your handwriting is in print or in block writing, again, yeah, don't use block writing for writing your exams, by the way. Okay. And then 1.12, read the following statement and answer the questions. So the statement says, learners from the Sparrow School knew that they would be asked to sing the original Nkosi Sikelel' Africa. Is the statement true or false? Yeah, I stuck there a bit because I was like, I don't remember reading this. Okay, the statement is false. The statement is definitely false, right? Quote a phrase of not more than 3 words, from paragraph 4 to support your answer, right? Of not more than 3 words from paragraph 4. It's very specific. Of not more than 3 words from paragraph 4. Taken by surprise. They were taken by surprise. Yeah, they were taken by surprise. Those are the words. Those are the words. Those are the words. Okay. And then it says here, refer to line 24. Do you agree with Minister Pallo Jordan that Nkosi Sikelel' Africa has had a massive impact on South Africa? Give a reason for your answer. Do you agree that the song that Nkosi Sikelel' Africa has had a massive impact on South Africa? Remember, he said this himself. It's had a massive impact, on South Africa. Give a reason for your answer. Once again, what kind of question is this? Open-ended question, because it asks if you agree or disagree. Remember, it says, look at the words massive impact in South Africa. Some of us are in remote towns, some of us are in big cities. So, depending on where you are, your answer is definitely relevant. Given the substantiation. Remember, you need to substantiate your answer very well. Let's go. Okay. Again, it says here, learners' own responses are required and a variety of answers can be expected. Marker discretion is advised. Marks are awarded for the ability to argue a point. Remember here, you need to argue. Again, okay. I think it's quite a wide question. It's quite a wide ask. Do you agree with him? Do you not agree with him? Okay, again, on the massive impact. Okay, so again, notably, it must be clear that learners understand the meaning of massive impact. Yes, okay. So, for example, a person would answer yes. They'd be like, yeah, or yes. Any song that becomes a national anthem has a big influence of people. On people. Or sometimes you can just say, well, excuse me, it had to have had a big influence because, it became a national anthem, so, it'll also depend. I think other people will then say no. But again, depending on how well you substantiate your response, then definitely you'll be fine. Number 1.14, quote one word from paragraph 5 that means the opposite of destroy. It says, quote one word from paragraph 5 that means the opposite of destroy. Preserve. Yes, okay. Again, we will not penalize you if you don't use quotation marks, but guys, we do advise you to use quotation marks. Use quotation marks. See these inverted commas here, they're called inverted commas. Okay, or quotation marks, use them because they said here, quote. Okay, we want to see if you're able to use your punctuation marks, man. Sometimes it's a good way to show off. It's a very good way to like, hey, listen, yeah, I know how to quote. Yeah, I know how to quote. 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 Okay. Okay, and then 1.15. Explain why the Minister of Culture wants the work of composers, authors, and artists to be kept in the National Archive. Explain why he wants, all those works to be kept in the National Archive. There's your answer. He wants the works to be kept safe to preserve them for future generations. Some of the works may become well known, like Nkosi Africa, or you can get words to this effect. Okay. Okay. 1.16, give the passage a suitable title that summarizes what the passage is about. Again, here we need your own insight. Okay, guys, when a question like this comes, don't think, oh my goodness, I wonder what's in that memo that ma'am has, or I wonder what's in that memo that the examiners have. No, okay, there is no like, there'll definitely not be like a particular answer we're looking for. Okay, we want to see if you've actually read widely and well and with understanding. Okay, so let's see what the answer is. Again, look at that. A variety of answers can be expected. The answer should be a summary of the context of the text. Examples: Sontonga honored, or Nkosi Africa, or sometimes you can just say, um, you know, Sontonga and Plaiki, and then you put a colon, then you go to stem or whatever, it'll all depend on how you want to have the passage out there, right? Okay, hope you guys are all fine with that. Okay, so section B here is going to be summary writing. Okay, yeah. So before we talk about summary writing, I just want to, share this passage with you. I'll give about 2 minutes to go through it. Give about 2 minutes to go through it. Let's see. I'll give about 2 minutes to go through it. Let me just share it. 2 minutes to go through it, just to remind yourselves. Okay, if you need more time, please just write in the chat box that you do need some more time. The class is I think it's about 45 minutes long, Michaela. So we left about 12 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go. Imagine that the following diary entries are from your diary. Read what has been written and answer the questions below. Ooh, okay. It was, so sorry. Yeah, it was on, I think when it was on, I think it was this Monday. Hey, I think I just had a diary entry as well. So I really encourage you guys to keep diaries. Quite fulfilling. Yeah, it's good to have some reflective exercises. Let's go. Monday, 7 January. I was very nervous about starting at a new school, but things went very well. The staff, the security guard at the gate, the school secretary, the teachers, and even the principal are so friendly. I felt a bit lost at first because I couldn't find anything. The laboratory, the library, the hall, and the classrooms. They have so many wonderful facilities. I had more classes today than yesterday, and most of the teachers are really cool. The travel and tourism teacher looks strict, but we'll see. I look forward to the 2-week tour to Mozambique that he is taking us on. It seems as if staff members organize all kinds of trips. Tuesday, 8 January. I am proud to be part of a school that is tops in every kind of sport. They have sports that I never thought I would do, like hockey and basketball. There are so many kinds that I don't know what to choose. It's so exciting. A good friend whom I met on the school bus. She's really fun. I think Angie will like her. I'm really impressed about the school transport. They have their own buses to transport learners. Transport was such a drag at my former school. Instructions and information. Write one paragraph of no more than 50 words in which you mention 7 things you like about your new school. Write in a single paragraph form and use full sentences. Very, very important instruction, guys. They say here, write in a single paragraph form and use full sentences. You may mention more than one sentence. So more than one fact in a sentence. You may mention more than one fact in a sentence, okay, by use of things like what? Things like conjunctions, right? Nice. Count the number of words that you have used and write a total in brackets at the end of the summary. Note that you will be penalized if you do not write your summary in a single paragraph. You do not use full sentences and you use more than 50 words. So we're looking 48, 49, 50. Okay, 48, 49, 50. Guys, listen, okay, please, summary writing. The first thing, once I think you bring together, and I think this is the point of this exercise. I think, yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left. The point of this exercise in particular with summary writing, the major focus is on your critical condensing skills. How well do you condense? How well can you condense? Okay. 2, the summary skill is on the ability to bring something to a very, very, very small sort of concentrated format. Okay. So, for example, look at the words like very nervous about starting, about starting at a new school, but things went very well. No. You see, so there's a lot of unnecessary detail in the sentence, that, okay, the staff, and then you've got, what do you have there? You've got your dash, okay, tells you, more information there. Security guard at the gate, the school secretary, teachers, even the principal are so friendly, okay. Again, so you look at, this definition or the non-defining sort of, clause aspect or whatever, look, in between parentheses and stuff, okay? Let's just say staff are friendly. done, okay? Or, yeah, the staff members are friendly. Okay, I felt a bit lost, at first, and I couldn't find anything, just here, because I couldn't find anything. I felt a bit lost at first, okay? Yeah, the laboratory, the library, okay, no, here, look at this here. If you look at this, they have so many wonderful facilities. They have many wonderful facilities. So you need to look at the words that you'll be able to remove when, as you go along. I had more classes today than I did yesterday, and most teachers are really cool. I don't think that's important. I think it's quite debatable, also, the teachers are really cool. Look, it kind of repeats that there about, the teachers being very friendly, being very nice. Okay, so I had more classes than I did yesterday. Okay, yeah. So the travel and tourism teacher looks strict, but we'll see. Okay? I look forward to the 2-week tour in Mozambique that he's taking us on. Again, so the travel and tourism teacher will take us on a Mozambique trip. I think something like that could be, a wonderful flowing sentence. Remember, guys, it's 50 words here, not 50 paragraphs. Okay, so you're looking at, you're looking for ways to condense things. Okay, yeah, it seems all teachers, all staff members organize, all kinds of trips. Again, you can just remove that thing about the travel tourism teacher and the trip to Mozambique, and talk about how teachers at the school like organizing trips, or or teachers at the school, or the teachers organize trips, or the teachers usually organize trips, or whatever, or however you guys will see fit. Okay, why am I saying this to all of you guys? Let me just show you something interesting here about a note on summary skills. Okay. Can you see that? Note on summary writing marking. Marking is on the basis, okay, of the inclusion of the material and the exclusion of invalid material. So you include valid material and you exclude invalid material. The summary should be marked as follows. So again, this is standard for home language, guys. Okay, so once you, even when you go up to matric, this is what we will look for. Okay, so 7 marks for 7 points, 1 mark per point. Okay, and then we'll give you 3 marks for language, and the summary is out of 10. Can you see that? So if you've got no language mistakes and your punctuation is all in the, in the correct places, guys, you will get your 3 marks. So please understand that using correct language and using correct conventions and structures is to your own benefit, because 30% of your marks comes from that. Can you see? And then, given the points that you will have, there you go. There you have it. Okay, so it's possible to get 10 out of 10 for a summary. It's possible to get 9 out of 10 for a summary. Okay, distribution of language marks when candidates. So when a candidate has not quoted verbatim, okay. So for example, 1 to 3 points correct, okay, and then you award 1 mark. Okay, again, 4 to 5 points correct, you award 2 marks. 6 to 7 points correct, you award 3 marks. You see, so again, especially because you did not quote verbatim. Okay, so please try as much as possible to use your own words. Okay, we encourage that. Okay. Okay. And then the distribution of language marks when candidate has quoted verbatim, okay, 6 to 7 quotations, no language mark. 1 to 5 quotations, maybe 1 language mark, okay, because you have quoted verbatim. Okay, you literally have quoted. You see here, you're likely to get a lot more points here, because we want to see if you're able to use, because remember, we just give you any passage, we'll give you any passage. Maybe there's a written article, by Mandy Wiener or by Sam Cowan. We'll just give it to you and say, listen, just summarize this, give me 7 points, use a flowing paragraph, okay, of your basic understanding of this, okay. And I think usually a lot of you guys tend to think that, oh my goodness, like the summary, like they just want us to like take the thing as it is, and and that we just have to put it maybe like in replace this word with that word, and maybe replace and what's this adjectives, and don't do that. What is your understanding of the summary? Guys, summary skills are difficult to master, but that is why you need to practice. You see comprehension, what we did before summary. That's easy stuff. Easy stuff. Okay, summary skills are difficult to master, but once you practice a lot more, then you'll be fine, believe me. Okay, the note and word count. Guys, remember, this is what is told to your examiners and your teachers when marking. So I'm giving you guys literally like a memo, of what it is that you're going to be marked like. All right. Okay. So word count. Markers are required to verify the number of words used. So even if you don't put your word count on there, or if you lie, they'll catch you out. Okay. So do not deduct any marks if candidate fails to indicate the number of words used, or if the number of words used is indicated incorrectly. If the word limit is exceeded, read up to the last sentence above the stipulated upper limit and ignore the rest of the summary. So the first going to go 1, 2, 3. Where 50 ends, they're just going to cut it there. Maybe if there's like 2 words to end off that sentence after 50, they'll be like, okay, they'll be like, it's okay anyway, because there's no way. So remember, like, again, nothing is an absolute. Okay, so teachers are encouraged to mark globally, so they mark quite globally, they mark quite widely. So it's fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. So I hope you guys are well aware of this, and that you understand the importance of summary writing skills, and why it is that we actually require you to summarize very carefully. I use this all the time. I teach critical thinking and debating, and I always want learners to learn the ability of word economy. Word economy is a very, very important skill, especially when you want to put your point across. Same thing as, with summary writing. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. So if you have any questions, do not forget to contact us, on STEM Digital School at africateengigs.co.za. Do not forget, we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you very much, guys.